This is a special episode with back-to-back Class of 6A state championship quarterback from Brownsburg High School, Oscar Frye. Thanks for joining, Oscar.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Yep. So I have, let's see here. I have 8 questions, and and we should be done with that. So
Perfect.
number one is, what were the obstacles on the road to Lucas Oil for the second straight state championship?
I mean, we played some really great teams this year. I think playing, 6A football in Indiana every week's a big week. So just being able to prepare, give it all each and every week. For a 14 game season, that can definitely be tough. But, just the way we grinded this year, each and every week, each and every day at practice was something that's super special. And I think it was nice to see it all really come together at the end.
Yeah. So then the next one is, how do the fans energy play into the role into Brownsburg's success?
I really think they play a huge role. Just the community and support that we have behind us is second to none. I mean, I don't think you find that kind of support and that kind of energy anywhere else in the state. It's definitely got to be one of the top places in the country to play at. Even at some of these colleges, I feel like we Brownsburg is a community who's really stepped it up, and we're almost at that level, which is something that's super special. And obviously, being able to play out there is definitely amazing. Just the memories I've been able to make, just how the community embraces us is obviously really cool. And I think you could say that maybe we are not able to do what we have done these past 2 years without the support and all they put into us.
Yes, definitely. Yes, definitely. Because I was there for the like for the Avon sectional game.
Yeah.
That was the best high school uh, uh like environment I've ever been in ever.
Oh yeah.
I have never seen Plainfield actually that high or anything like that. I'm like
Yeah.
this is the best environment in the state of Indiana.
Oh, for sure. Playing at work stadium, like obviously being able to play at home is always awesome. Just the
Hmm.
support that we have, but I think we travel really, really well too. Obviously, throughout the playoffs, but even throughout the season, I think each and every week,
Yeah,
our fans definitely bring their A game, which is obviously awesome for us.
yeah. So then the next one is, what are some positives and negatives from this past football season?
Obviously, there's so many positives. Just what the team was able to do and the memories that I made. I think those are the biggest positives for me. The memories that I made and just the relationships I built with teammates and coaches. That stuff will stick with you forever. That stuff will never leave. Obviously, the winning is nice, but just those things that I've been able to build and maintain is what's really special to me. So I think those are a couple of the biggest positives. Just obviously all the growth that we saw too. I think we were a completely different team by the time we were playing at Lucas Oil than we were
Yes.
taking the field first game. So anytime you see that kind of progress, I think it's something that's always awesome because just as a team and an individual, we're just striving to get 1% better each day. Obviously, we're gonna have to grind it out some days. It's not gonna be pretty, but whatever we can do to improve, if it's major, or even if it's just marginally, we're going to get that done because at the end of the day, we know just being able to stack days is super important. Um, but I guess negative wise, it's not tough. I think just me as an individual, I feel like I can. There's always more I can do for the team. So obviously, just going into the off season and be able to improve. So I feel like I can be in the best position next year, and we can be as a team in the best position next year to be able to do what we have these past couple of seasons. So I think just being able to grow and learn, and it's connected to a lot of those positives. But this is definitely a process, and just the way that Brownsburg football, the program, embraces it, I think is obviously awesome.
Yes. Yes. Uh, yeah. With the whole thing with the energy, like I have to say now. Now I'm probably saying this because I'm kind of biased, but I'm saying this, but I think Hendricks County has the best like environment like for football.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, like that was definitely seen like in the semi-state matchup between Cascade and like and Gearin.
Oh,
Like
I know that's yeah,
like pretty much the whole town of Clayton went to Cascade to see
yeah.
that game. But yeah, question 4 is, what are you looking forward to next season as yeah, what are you looking forward to next season as you're about to be a senior?
I think the biggest thing for me is just enjoying everything. It's crazy to think how fast high school went by. Obviously going into my last season, it really is crazy. It doesn't feel like that long ago when I was taking the field as a freshman, but just being able to enjoy everything and soak everything in is, I think, is going to be a priority for sure. You really only get to go through high school once, so being able to enjoy it and take everything in while it's here, I think is something I'll definitely prioritize. But when it comes to being on the field, just doing what I can to put the team in the best position to win. I think that's really my mindset every time I step out on the field. But just being able to continue in that and do whatever I can to grow as an individual and just be able to push the guys around me to be the best versions of themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we technically had a very, very weird technical thing right there, but that's okay. It's a recording, so we're fine. What are your plans after high school, and which colleges are you looking at?
Oh, definitely. So football is obviously something that I want to pursue in college. But right now I'm really taking everything, just a day at a time, being able to enjoy everything as it comes, like I kind of touched on earlier. And really, I think during the season, you're just so locked in on what you can do to prepare for each and every Friday. And I think that's really my mindset each and every day when I wake up, even in the off season. Like what can I do to grow this day? Whether that's on the field or in the classroom in my faith, just being able to push myself and find stuff that I can really grow on. So I think that's definitely the priority, kind of year round. And I trust God's plan, His timing, and I think everything's going to work out for the. I know it's going to work out for the good in the end. So I've definitely got my faith where I feel like it needs to be, and I'm just trying to enjoy everything.
Yep. Which teammate has been the most helpful to you?
Oh, that's a really great question. There's so many. I think it's really tough to pick one. Obviously, there were some last year, some of the older guys, and when I was younger, that really helped push me to be the best version of myself. Obviously, them being older and me being maybe a little younger, like they definitely helped me. And I'm obviously always super grateful for them and all the contributions that they made. I've got some really good buddies on the team too. I think that's something that's super special about the sport of football is just the relationships that you take away from it. Just I've spent countless hours in our backyard fishing with some of the offensive linemen or other teammates like our running back last year. AJ Job, obviously a really great football player, but just the friendship that we had, the time that we spent back there fishing is some stuff that that stuff will really always stick with me, and
Yeah.
I'm obviously super grateful for that. But all the quarterbacks that are around me too, we have our laughs together, and but we also push each other. So it's
Yes.
just that relationship that we all have is something that's super special as well.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Of fans of high school football like me, what should we look forward to next?
I think you guys you're going to see a team that's willing to put their alls out on the field each and every time they step on the field each and every Friday. Um, we're going to do whatever we can to win, and we're definitely going to put the work in. This off season, continue just to grow as I've kind of touched on, but I think just being able to improve and grow as a team is something that you guys should definitely look forward to. And uh, hold on here. All right,
Yeah,
sorry, I was lagging a little bit there.
it's fine.
Yeah, I think that's really the main thing. Just a team that's willing to give their alls out there, and when adversity strikes, we're gonna get right back up and we're gonna keep pushing. So we're not gonna be swayed, and we're just gonna keep our heads down and keep grinding.
Yep. And then the last one is, how does it feel to already be in the Mr. Football race?
That's not really something I really
Yeah.
consider or really look at a whole lot. Like I really just try to focus on how I can grow. Like that's not really where my head's at. I'm just focused on what I can do to, prepare for our first game next year. I guess is really the main thing. But obviously, in the bigger picture, just trying to get back to Lucas Oil one last time.
Yep. One
So
last time.
whatever I can do to put the team in the best position to win is what I'm going to do. And whatever else happens. And it's great, but super grateful, but just at the same time, I'm ready to go and get back out there for one last good run.
Yep. Well, well, that will do it. Thanks for watching today's episode of the Thundercast. Thanks, thanks, Oscar, for joining. and have a happy New Year. Watch after New Year's as we will have other guests joining and potentially a very special guest in the name of Tyler Denny from Mooresville.